Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, and welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Catch me in that 501, shout out Little Rock. Catch me in that 317, big ups to Indianapolis, man. We in the building. And yesterday, man, we had a good day of football, man. It's nothing like a good Sunday with a cold, ice cold beer and America's game on TV, man. The football was excellent. And we got to see a potential Super Bowl matchup with the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers, man. Lamar Jackson taking on Jimmy Garoppolo, and in my opinion, the game lived up to everything that we expected. Lamar Jackson was kind of contained, you know what I'm saying? He had some pedestrian kind of numbers, but one thing that I did see and was evident in that game that he had his team, he had their morale, and he boosted that morale. You know what I'm saying? He came in running the ball at a historic clip, almost to 1,000 yards on the season with like 4 or 5 games left. So Lamar Jackson, man, what more can you say about him? He is the front runner for MVP right now. He's definitely a must see every week in and week out. But the 49ers defense, man, did a good job. They even forced a fumble. Um, they played great. They held a high power offense to 20 points. A team that put up almost, I believe, 40 something on the Patriots. Another 30 on the Seahawks. So they've been scoring the ball at a tremendous clip, and the 49ers came in and shut that shit down. We all got to admit, you know what I'm saying, the time zone maybe did have an effect on the 49ers, you know what I'm saying, three hour difference. But it's NFL football, it's pros fighting the pros. So it's definitely maybe, in my opinion, maybe a Super Bowl preview, but I do think the Seattle Seahawks may have something to say about that in the NFC. But in the LFC, man, you got to admit, man, the Baltimore Ravens are looking like the team to beat, and they're taking over first place with the win over the Patriots earlier this year, and the Patriots lose last night to the Texans, and we'll get into that later. But the Baltimore Ravens are at the top of the conference, and they look like the team to beat. Let's get into the numbers, man. Let's get into behind the scenes. Jimmy Garoppolo for the San Francisco 49ers has 15 out of 21, 165 yards, one touchdown, sacked twice, QBR at 69, and a quarterback rating of 110. So Jimmy had some high numbers, you know what I'm saying, but he wasn't the reason why they overcame. He wasn't the reason why they were winning, you know what I'm saying. He has to do more in order for this team to win. Raheem Mostert had 19 carries, 146 yards, one touchdown with an average of 7.7. That's how you run the ball. Debo Samuel had one carry, 20 yards. Uh, Mostert, man, he was a monster yesterday. I know my guy, I forget my guy's name, man. Damn, I forget his name. But some something like that. He's out right now. You know what I'm saying? He's injured. He's the starting running back, but Mostert came in and had a tremendous game. Tremendous game. For receiving, Kendrick Bourne had 3 receptions, 42 yards. Debo Samuel had 2 for 41, and Emmanuel Sanders had 4 for 41. And the only touchdown came from Debo Samuel. So the Baltimore Ravens defense played pretty good too, holding San Fran to 17 points. So you got to take your hats off to Baltimore's defense. They had some big time stoppages on fourth down, and they even forced a couple missed, I believe one missed field goal. Lamar Jackson, 14 out of 23, 105 yards, 4.6 yards of average, one touchdown, no interceptions, sacked once, a QBR of 60, and a quarterback rating of 86. So not the best numbers, but like I told y'all, he had his team in it. He kept his team morale up. He really, you know what I'm saying, puts the pedal forward, you know what I'm saying, and really made his team believe in him. Like, as a quarterback, sometimes you're not always going to have the best numbers. But one thing that you have to account for is leading men into battle and leading men into tough, tight situations. And Lamar Jackson yesterday, man, he came out on top of that shit, and I was impressed, man. Just the poise that he had when he fumbled the ball, the immediate taking accountability for that fumble, telling his teammates, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. And he really, you know what I'm saying, gained a, I'm not saying it sound like gained a fan because I was already a fan of him, but really got my uh, respect undoubtedly. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't become great without going through adversity within the season, within games. And it's all about how you react to the adversity. And the way Lamar Jackson reacted to the adversity, man, you got to give your hats off to him and the whole 49ers coaching staff. I mean, the whole Baltimore Ravens coaching staff and the whole team as a whole. Real quick, let's get to Baltimore rushing attack. Lamar Jackson, 16 for 101. Mark Ingram, 15 for 59. Gus Edwards, 6 for 15. Lamar had the long touchdown of that. And receiving, we have Mark Andrews, 3 for 51 touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 3 for 21. Willie Snead, 1 for 12. Gus Edwards, 1 for 7. Seth Roberts, 1 for 5. Nick Boyle, 1 for 4. Mark Ingram, 2 for 3. Patrick Richard, 1 for 2. And Marquise Brown, 1 for 1. So Hollywood Brown didn't have a big game yesterday, but I definitely expect some big games out of him later on this season. So keep a lookout for Hollywood, man. Let's move on to the next game, man. The NFL Sunday game of the night. We had the Houston Texans. We had the Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots. And man, oh man, Deshaun Watson put the Patriots on notice last night, bro. I know the Patriots came back at the end of the game, but in my opinion, they was wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of clock, and really, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't really too concerned. I thought the time was going to run out, and eventually it did. But getting to the numbers right quick, Tom Brady, 24 out of 47 attempts for a 42-year-old player, man. That's a lot of passes, man. 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 3 times, quarterback QBR of 27, and a quarterback rating of 85. Tom Brady had a pretty, I mean, he had a nice game. A lot of these yards came late, you know what I'm saying, late in the game. For the most part, the Houston Texans were playing good defense, sacking them, getting to him, pressuring him, and really had him moving a lot in that pocket. And we all know, you know what I'm saying, once you get Tom Brady uncomfortable getting to move in that pocket, he's not the same player as when he can drop back, 3-4 step drop, and just let it fling and let it go. James White had 14 carries, 79 yards. Sony Michel had 10 for 45, and Rex Burkhead had 3 for 15. Tom Brady had 1 scramble for 13 yards, you know what I'm saying? So because of Tom. Julian Edelman had 6 receptions, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. James White had 8 receptions, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Jacob Myers had 3 receptions for 46 yards. Going over to Deshaun Watson, man, making a claim for his MVP run. He had 18 out of 25, 234 yards, 9.4 yards to throw, 3 touchdowns, a quarterback QBR of 78, and a quarterback rating of 140. So he balled out last night. Man, look. It's the first time all year that the Patriots have given up multiple touchdown passes in one game. So you got to take your hats off to the play calling and Deshaun Watson just being a playmaker and making these plays. You know what I'm saying? And look at that flip right there. That flip to him in that dive in the end zone. Oh man, that's big time. Deshaun Watson, man, it's about time that we start. For everybody who think that he's not, I got news for you, man. Deshaun is putting motherfuckers on notice. Deshaun is out here putting people on notice, man. One way or another, you motherfuckers gonna realize Deshaun Watson name deserves to be in the MVP race. We had Hopkins, who had 1 pass for 1 yard for 6 yards and 1 touchdown. So they gave DeAndre Hopkins a touchdown pass on that flip to Deshaun Watson. Duke Johnson, 9 carries, 36 yards. Carlos Hyde, 10 carries, 17 yards. And Deshaun Watson had 4 carries for a -1 yard. But everything else and every other aspect, he was big time. What up, Seven? What up, Karen Betts? What up, Adrian Tech? Big ups to everybody out there in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Showing me love. I appreciate y'all, man, for joining. You know what I'm saying? What's good? Y'all know what it is. But yeah, man, Deshaun Watson had a big game last night. The Texans had a big game. DeAndre Hopkins really went at Gilmore with 5 receptions, 64 yards on 8 targets, so he got 5 out of 8. Kenny still had 3 receptions for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Duke Johnson had 5 receptions for 54 yards and 1 touchdown. And Darren Fells had 2 receptions, 23 yards and 1 touchdown. Will Fuller had 1 reception, 8 yards, and Jordan Akins had 1 reception, 19 yards. Man, Deshaun Watson had one reception, one touchdown for 6 yards. I always say Deshaun Watson guy. I started watching him in sophomore year. Yeah, man, I started watching him in sophomore year too when he tore them ACLs after his freshman year. So I always thought I didn't know how those injuries would heal, so I was kind of skeptical about him. But man, yeah, man, I wasn't all the way sold on him. But man, looking back on it now, man, he's definitely a big time quarterback in this league. But yeah, man, the Houston Texans, man, dethroned the Patriots, bro. Like, hey, Patriots, man, not looking good this year. Is the Tom Brady era over with? That's something that we're gonna have to start asking ourselves, man. Is the Tom Brady era done? Is that era done, man? Is that era still there? Is Tom? Do the Patriots need to move on? Should the Patriots go in another direction? These are all things that we might have to get the answer to, man, and it might be sooner rather than later. Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying, 42 years old, gave him 6 Super Bowls. I understand all that, but at the same time, what's going on? What's going on? Chase Athletics was good, big dog. But at the same time, Tom Brady, man, he's not the same Tom Brady that he once was. So, um, should he retire? Should he go to another team? I wouldn't want to see Tom Brady with any other team. I mean, I know he don't have any receivers. I understand that, but at the same time, I've seen Tom Brady play better than that with limited options at the receiver position. But man, I don't know, man. Bill Belichick, it's well documented that he wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo, but Robert Kraft overruled that and told him that we're keeping Tom Brady and we should let Jimmy go. They had Jacoby Brissett, but they traded him to the Indianapolis Colts for a draft pick. So they kind of, you know what I'm saying, got the running back from Auburn, Stidham, right now. So we don't know if he's going to be the heir apparent. But right now, man, you got to think, is Tom Brady going to last in New England, or will they look in another direction next year? Those are all legitimate questions, and I think we'll get the answer to them sooner or later. I think that the Patriots might have an early exit in the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs put the beat down, and I'm talking about the biggity beat down on motherfucking the Oakland Raiders, 40-9. Patrick Mahomes, 15 out of 39, 15 out of 29, 175 yards, one touchdown. Darwin Thompson had 11 carries, 44 yards, one touchdown. Patrick Mahomes had 3 carries, 25 yards, and one touchdown. Shady McCoy had 5 carries, 10 yards, and one touchdown. So they had a nice running attack yesterday, even though Mahomes didn't have the passing stats, you know what I'm saying, that he normally has. But they definitely went out there and played good defense, held the Raiders to 9 points. Derek Carr, 20 out of 30, 222 yards, one touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. So they were ball hawking yesterday when they were playing the fucking Raiders. Josh Jacobs had 17 carries. What up, Brandon Maurice? 104 yards, 35-yard long, no touchdowns. Man, when you look at it, man, it just seems like the Kansas City Chiefs are starting to like get their form back, starting to look like the team that we all anticipated them being. Travis Kelce had 5 receptions, 90 yards. Tyreek Hill had 5 receptions, 55 yards. Shady had 3 receptions for 20 yards, and the touchdown came from Darren Williams, 1 reception, 3 yards. But they're starting to get that 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 back. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Watkins is just not getting back from injury. Targeted 3 times yesterday, but didn't really have any receptions. But I'm telling you, Kansas City is going to be a team that everybody has to watch out for in this league. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about them guys too. But I think they're starting to get Patrick healthy. They're starting to do a lot of good things over there, man. So I'm just glad to see Patrick Mahomes back healthy, and I'm glad to see the Kansas City Chiefs doing what they need to do. Yes, sir. Let's see who we got on the docket next, man. Let's see what team we got up next, big dog. Oh man, Lamar Jackson, man, MVP frontrunner. I think so. I know some guys out there like Russell Wilson and guys like that may have something to say about it. And Russell Wilson have another primetime game tonight where he can stake his claim even more to MVP throne. But I think right now, man, the buzz in the air is Lamar Jackson, man. The talk of the town is Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So gotta respect what that young man is doing. It's only his second year, setting the league on fire. The Broncos beat the Chargers. What can I say about the Chargers, man? Like, year in, year out, we always think that these boys are going to do something. Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying? We think that he's going to be one of the all-time greats, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's definitely like a Hall of Fame like quarterback, but consider him like an all-time great. You know, I think that's too far. Again, he had another interception yesterday. His teams don't like his stats don't equal winning. There are a lot of good stats, a lot of great things, but they don't equal winning. 20 out of 29, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, sacked 3 times, a quarter QBR of 41, and a quarterback rating of 106. Melvin Gordon had 20 carries, 99 yards, no touchdowns. And we had Mike Williams out of Clemson, 5 receptions on 117 yards. Keenan Allen, 6 receptions, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. And Austin Eckler, 4 receptions, 51 yards, and 1 touchdown. But when you're losing to the Denver Broncos, who don't really have an offense, who traded away their who traded away their number one a receiver, and you go out there and you lose to these guys, to a quarterback named Drew Lock, who had 18 out of 28, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, pedestrian kind of numbers, a QBR of 55, and a quarterback rating of 84. And you're the Chargers, who had playoff aspirations, and you can't beat the Drew Lock-led Broncos. You got to start looking at Phillip Rivers and thinking, is it time to move on? Same thing they went for Tom Brady. Same thing they go for Phillip Rivers. He's been there for over almost 2 decades now. You know what I'm saying? He's been there for a while now. His style, his play does not conclude winning. Does not equal to winning. So in my opinion, it's time for the Los Angeles Chargers to move the fuck on. Philip Lindsay had 17 carries, 58 yards, no touchdowns. Cortland Sutton had 4 receptions, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. You let Cortland Sutton cook you? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just being real. Y'all can call me harsh. Y'all can say what y'all want to. But Phillip Rivers' style does not equal winning, bro. It's tough. I've been a fan of Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of the fiery, you know what I'm saying, the talk-back nature that he has, the just being that competitor. But they don't win. They don't win, man. They do not get the job done. The Buccaneers beat the brakes off the Jaguars 28-11. Jameis Winston had a solid day. I really don't want to get in that game too much at all. But yeah, man, the Buccaneers beat the Jaguars. Not really a game that we should even give that much time. The Redskins beat the Panthers. Wow. Now they talk about the shocker of the weekend. You told me that the Redskins were going to travel down with a first-year quarterback, I believe Dwayne Haskins is, and they were going to beat the Panthers, who's been playing pretty kind of solid as of late. I would told you, like, nah. But they went down there, and the Redskins got the job done. Let's go into the box score, and let's see what happened. Cortland Sutton balling this year. All right, man. Let him ball. I'm just saying. That's the guy who gonna cook you? A first year nigga who balling? Y'all supposed to have what's that boy name? That safety name that's good for San Diego. I forgot his name. But yeah, man, he can play. Dwayne Haskins, 13 out of 25, 147 yards, no touchdowns. QBR of 9, a quarterback rating of 69. Darius Geis out of LSU, 10 carries, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Adrian Peterson, the timeless wonder, 13 carries, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. AP almost had a 100-yard day, man. Shout out to that boy AP, man. Still getting the motherfucking job done, man. And that rushing attack is nice for a young quarterback to have. Kelvin Harmon had 3 receptions, 51 yards. Jeremy Sprinkle had 2 receptions, 38 yards. Shout out to Sprinkle, man. He come from Arkansas. Steve Smith Jr. had 3 receptions, 29 yards. And Chris Thompson had one reception, 15 yards. Going over to the Carolina Panthers.
It's not murder.
I hate that fucking ad, man. The Panthers had a nice day. Kyle Allen, 27 out of 46. That's way too many pass attempts for Kyle Allen, in my opinion. 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a QBR of 16, and a quarterback rating of 81. Very, very low. Chris McCaffrey, 14 carries, 44 yards, no touchdowns. Kyle Allen rushed 4 times, 22 yards, and had 1 touchdown. And on the passing tip, DJ Moore, 6 receptions, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 4 receptions, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 7 receptions, 58 yards. Jajarius Wright, 3 receptions, 34 yards. Ian Thomas, 4 receptions, 24 yards. And Greg Olsen, 3 receptions, 22 yards. No touchdown for Big O yesterday, but still, man, very, very solid tight end in this league. Moving right along to the next order of business. What we got up next, big dog? Let's see. Shout out, man. If you're listening right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for rocking out with me, you know what I'm saying? Let's see who we got up next, man. Oh, upset alert. Oh, man. Yeah, what can I say, bro? I called this shit yesterday. I don't give a fuck who at quarterback. It don't matter who at quarterback for Mike Tomlin. Y'all give motherfucking props up to Mike Tomlin, man. Mike Tomlin is a bad coach, bro. He a bad man, man. He out here winning with motherfucking scraps. He using scraps out of his closet, you know what I'm saying? He got who the quarterback was? Hodge the quarterback? Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. If you don't respect what Mike Tomlin doing, man, y'all gotta be smoking, bro. But let's start out with these motherfucking overhyped Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield, 18 out of 32, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. QBR 34, quarterback rating of 71. Nick Chubb, SEC in the building, had 16 carries, 58 yards. And we had Kareem Hunt, you know what I'm saying? Called him Mr. Kicker Bitch. He has 7 carries, 46 yards. And Baker Mayfield had 1 rush for 2 yards. And let's see, man, Jarvis Landry. It seemed like Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield got a real connection. 6 receptions, 76 yards, no touchdowns. Odell Beckham Jr. not having one of his best years, having a really a subpar year. 3 receptions, 29 yards. Stephen Carson, 2 receptions, 28 yards. Demetrius Harris, 1 reception, 23 yards. Nick Chubb, 1 reception, 21 yards. Yeah, man, Cleveland Browns overhyped. A lot of hype coming into the season. Got Landry, got Odell Beckham Jr. But my whole thing was, and I'm still going to be this way, I don't think Baker Mayfield is the guy to do it. Don't think Baker Mayfield is the guy to get it done. I don't think Baker Mayfield is a elite quarterback or can be in this league. Just doesn't strike me as that. He has too much bravado and a little bit too arrogant to me, you know what I'm saying? You got to humble himself. You got to start back from the basics. But, yeah, man, Baker Mayfield, bro. Who knows, man? But I'm standing by that, man. Y'all heard it first. I don't think Baker Mayfield is the guy for the Cleveland Browns. Devin Hodges, 14 out of 21, 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Quarterback rating of 95, and a QBR of 36. Shout out to Hodges, man, getting his time out. We all know that Mason Rudolph got benched this year, you know what I'm saying? Trying to pull a nigga helmet off and shit, but sit your ass on that bench and ride that pie, you know what I'm saying? And Devin Hodges coming in and shit, just picking up what all of the other quarterbacks who been playing with the Pittsburgh had left off. Mike Tomlin has to get his props, man, by what he's doing with that team. What's his team record, bro? Let me look at his team record right quick, cause they should know. There's no way in hell that they should have 7 wins. No way. If you told me Big Ben was going to get hurt the second game of the season, if you told me that with no Antonio Brown and no Le'Veon Bell, y'all going to be doing this, I would say, man, y'all smoking dope. Smoking big boy dope. But Mike Tomlin, man, just keeps getting the job done. Benny Snell Jr., 16 carries, 63 yards. Jalen Samuels, 7 carries, 32 yards. James Washington had 4 receptions, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. Big game from James Washington. Everybody else had like 20-some yards receiving. Tevin Jones, 1 for 28. Jalen Samuels, 2 for 22. Vance McDonald, 3 for 21. And Dante Johnson, 1 for 14. So big ups to the Mike Tomlin-led Pittsburgh Steelers. 20-13 victory over the fucking Cleveland Browns, man. Shout out to them sorry ass Browns fan, man. I know y'all disappointed right now. Browns can never get the job done, man. Y'all always think the Browns gonna do it. The Browns don't never do it. Shizzle, you feel me? Moving on. Get on to the Packers, bruh. The Packers, man. Packers beat the sleeves off the Giants, man. But that's no motherfucking like big thing, right? The Giants aren't that good. Aaron Rodgers let everybody know that he still is a elite quarterback in this league. But yeah, man, the Giants haven't been really impressed with them all year. Aaron Rodgers went out there and showed you why Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. 21 out of 33, 4 touchdowns, 243 yards passing, QBR up 91, quarterback rating of 125. Jamal Williams, 10 carries, 41 yards, no touchdowns, and rushing. But the Green Bay Packers receiving, Allen Lazard, 3 receptions, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. Never heard of Lazard in my life, but give Tom Brady the receiver from the motherfucking practice squad, nigga, and he'll make him look good. Devontae Adams, 6 receptions, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Mercedes Lewis had 1 reception, 1 yard for 1 touchdown. So big ups, man. Jimmy Graham, man, got to start playing better. 1 reception, 16 yards. You did not bring Jimmy Graham to the motherfucking Packers to get 1 reception out of a tight end who, in my opinion, was balling out for the Saints. Had some good season with the Seahawks, but never really regained that Saints form. It does not look like the Jimmy Graham of old. So maybe injuries have taken a toll on Jimmy Graham. Fuck the Giants, bro. I'm not reading the Giants shit, bro. I'm not about to fucking waste my time on these motherfucking Giants. Giants ain't beat nobody. Giants ain't did shit. They don't deserve no fucking TV time. They don't deserve no YouTube time. The Titans go to Indianapolis and beat the brakes off the Colts 31-17. Jacoby Brissett, 25 out of 40, 1 touchdown. Man, big ups to Ryan Tannehill, who having a resurgence. Ryan Tannehill having a resurgence with the Tennessee Titans. Ever since they benched motherfucking Marcus Mariota and put Ryan Tannehill in that bitch, he's been doing his thing. 17 out of 22, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the catalyst for everything when it comes to the Titans offense has to be Derrick Henry. 26 carries, 149 yards, 1 touchdown, totally balled out, man. So big ups to Derrick Henry for getting out there and doing his thing, man. You can't say enough about having a good running back to go with okay quarterback. And Ryan Tannehill, even though he's been playing better over his career has shown us that he is a okay quarterback, with the potential to have good games. But other than that, not really so on Ryan Tannehill as being a long-term option for the Tennessee Titans. But Derrick Henry, he is the workhorse. He is the catalyst for the offense, and all things go through Derrick Henry. So big up Derrick Henry, big up the Tennessee Titans, making that push in the AFC South. Try to get their names synonymous with those Texans. That's a big game coming up down the line. We got the Jets. The Bengals beat the Jets. The return of Andy Dalton. He returns for 22 completions out of 37 attempts, 243 yards, and 1 touchdown. So glad to see Andy back, doing his thing. And now we have the New Orleans Saints who beat the Falcons on Sunday Night Football, and I did that on Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving, and I did that recap on Friday, so check that out. It's on the YouTube page. Michael Thomas, man, you got to give Michael Thomas credit. He's definitely balling out, definitely having an MVP kind of season. And yeah, man, I'm impressed by what I've been seeing from Michael Thomas. So without further ado, let's get to the game that we have tonight. The little outlook, we have Russell Wilson going against one of the guys who's having a pretty good year. Everybody was kind of worried about Kirk Cousins and how he was playing at the beginning of the season, but as of late, man, Kirk Cousins been balling out, but we all know how that goes when Kirk is around. You know what I'm saying? He'll be balling out for a little while, then he might have a bad game here or there. Matchup predictor. They have the Minnesota Vikings as the favorite in this game, 52%. The Seattle Seahawks are 47%. I got the Seahawks winning tonight. Team rankings number 25, number 22. The point spread. By the point spread, the Seahawks are the favorite. Over under at 45. Passing matchup. Looking at Kirk Cousins, 226 completions out of 320 passes, 2,756 yards, 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 237 completions from Russell Wilson out of 352 passes, 2,937 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Dalvin Cook, 214 carries, 1,017 yards. Chris Carson, 208 carries for 879 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook has 11 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver to look at, has 46 receptions, 880 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Tyler Lockett is the other receiver with 63 receptions for 831 yards and 6 touchdowns. So should be a pretty good matchup. The injury report, Anthony Harris out, safety out. Linval Joseph, defensive tackle, questionable. Jalen Holmes, questionable. Adam Thielen out. And Ben, was it Giddens, linebacker on injured reserve. For the Seattle Seahawks, we got Jadeveon Clowney, who's questionable. We had Jaron Reed, who's questionable. Al Woods, questionable. Nick Beller, doubtful. And Nick Thorpe, doubtful. Team stats, let's see. Total yards, the edge goes to the Seahawks. In the passing department, the edge goes to the Seahawks. In the rushing department, the edge goes to the Vikings by a 6-yard edge. Yards allowed. The Vikings seem to have a better little defense. Last 5, there have been 4-1 for the Vikings. Last 5 is 4-1 for the Seahawks. Lost to Baltimore and they lost to Kansas City. So we'll see how this game plays out tonight, man. I got the Seahawks handling business against the Vikings, but we'll see if the Kirk Cousins led Vikings can get it done. Well, this has been Michael Sports this week. This is your NFL recap. Catch me later on tonight for the second half of that game. We'll do a live game check for that. Until next time, man. Peace out. Y'all know what it is. Yes, sir.